All right, I think we're live. Let's have a look. We still marked as upcoming. We're live! Hello, everyone! My name is Soon Dunes. Happy weekend. And we're carrying on with some FGONA Nerofest. We've had a fun time so far. It's been pretty good. This is probably the most extensive farming we've done in a long time. Perhaps even since the last Nerofest. We're only at about, or at least for where we are at in the event. We have also received some new exhibition quests. We've managed to do all of them so far, so pretty happy with that. We'll try some runs through them today, just having some fun with some other servants. But otherwise, again, largely going to be a farming heavy day. We'll be using Fishman, McCool, and Vritra to go through this node. We managed to get Medea to Bond 9 today. That was a development. Of course, if you missed yesterday's stream, we got 2 new servants to Bond 10. Feel free to check out that stream from the channel page to find out who that was, although we'll probably end up discussing it today. And there's a lot to be done. Amaranth, hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Hope Nerofest is treating you well, as it should, given your particular biases. So this is the farming team we're currently running. Double Castoria with Fishman McCool. We're bonding a certain rider, a certain Avenger, and my favourite summer servant, Nitocris Assassin, who I'm almost at Bond 9 to. And then Bond 10 shouldn't be too much further off after that. Zimmer's, hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well and having a lovely weekend. Camelot Jam, welcome. Thank you very much. And also, welcome to the stream. Obviously, I've seen you in the comments lately. After the stream, I hope there are nice little ASMR, I guess, in the background, but no. Thank you very much. Yeah, very happy to get the servants to Bond 10. Tyrese, welcome to the stream. Nice thumbnail. I had a feeling this thumbnail would appeal to your particular biases. I must say, today's thumbnail, I thought, you know what, that's probably going to be a Tyrese thumbnail. I'm happy to see I'm not mistaken. Mats, welcome to the stream. I've realized that I don't need the material drops in either of the remaining 90 plus nodes, so my farming is slowing down until the next 90 node. That is more than fair enough. I need the friend points. I have never been good at saving friend points, so and I need the QP. Let's face it, I don't save QP either. I have a list of servants I need to get to 999 as part of this event. In fact, after this node, I might even just go into my servant list and make that list, like, actively. I need to get a whole bunch of servants to 999, and that's my objective through Nerofest. 100 boxes, or if it takes longer than that, getting my list of servants to 999, but I completely get you. I cleared Suzuka's quest, and my Mothman Misanthrope finally became 10-10-10. Well, congratulations on the 10-10-10. Suzuka's quest, it was a little bit easier than I thought. I cleared it pretty much almost first time. I went in without the damage CE the first time by complete accident. And we came about 10,000 damage short. Then I went in with the damage CE, and it's fair to say poor Suzuka Gerson was not having a good time. Almost tried to make a very painful pun on good and Gerson, but thank mercy I stopped myself. Gravel, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Finn, nice to see you. Oh, you know what? Fishman McCool deserves his representation. We believe in salmon representation around these parts. Max, on the rider you're bonding. Why? Because he is the closest to giving me a Saint Quartz, and I am desperate for Saint Quartz. That is literally the only reason. As soon as he hits the next bond level, I don't know how much I'll use him. Jean Dark Alter, welcome to the stream. Pete Thumbnail, thank you very much. See, today's thumbnail I sense is popular, for many reasons, I'm sure. I admit I am partial to Artoria Lancer myself, even though, as I have said in the past, I have certain issues with her design. Don't need to go into those here, I think I've expressed those enough. But, indeed. SSJ, hello, welcome to the stream, I hope you're doing well. Max says, oh, I need the friend points too, and I have 90 gold apples left budgeted for the lottery, but I'm just waiting until the next 90 nodes to use them. No, that's fair enough. I haven't actually looked ahead to see what the last node is yet. I should probably do that. But I know I'm going to be extremely busy this week. I know on Monday alone, just the amount of work I'm going to be doing a lot of overtime, and they're not paying me for it. But I'm going to be there for a long time on Monday. And this week I think it's going to be really busy. So I'm going to make the most of the weekend. Camelot Jam says, I'm also farming for the QP too. The QP farm is eternal. Isn't it just? And I've never been good at saving QP, which is probably an understatement to highlight just as to how bad I am at saving QP. I once had 500 million, and that's because they gave us 300 million. That's my peak. I often see people saying, I have too much QP, I just don't know what to do with it. And I wonder, how? How do you get to that situation? How do I reach this nirvana? It's immense. I also managed to clear out my first try, but with damage CE. Yes, it's, I was surprised. I was expecting that one to be pretty difficult. So, don't worry, Max. No, I haven't gone insane. SSJ, have I played the Melty Blood Trial Quest? Not on NA yet. I actually just spotted it shortly before the stream. I'll probably do it at some point during the stream as a bit of an intermission. Max, I really like Lartori as well. Number 2 Saberface. She's my number 3. She's my number 3 in my list of Saberfaces. Just behind Salter and Mysterious Heroine Double X. Tyrese, novel update. She's now 644. We're getting there. No QP? That's what Nerofest is for, my friend. He says, as he is in exactly the same situation. But no, very glad to hear that. It sounds like she's coming a long way, even from earlier this week. Right, first time I ran out of QP, always dreaded the day. Now to farming, I don't. First time? Wow, I'm almost jealous. I frequently run out of QP. I live in a state of perpetual no QP-ness. That, oh my word, that was not what I meant to say. I'm going to get demonetized. You know, my stream yesterday was partially demonetized. I still don't know why, and YouTube doesn't tell you. I can't think what could possibly have led to it being demonetized yesterday. Omega, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Matt says, my number 1 is Artoria Caster. She absolutely won a place in my heart and realist during Lost Belt 6. Where does OG say before then? Number 3? Xeno, welcome to the stream. What's up? I'm nearing 80k petals, counting the 50 bots that I opened already. Wow. Quite the impressive haul. I know, SSJ, only after it left my mouth did I realize the problems. I need to think ahead before I say things. This is the problem when I don't make euphemistic jokes. I fall into them, and people know I don't mean to say them, and that I've made a fool of myself. Alright, well, let's run off to fight Gil. That's what we do in situations like this. The only way for Cassandra to become better for me is for her to start swearing in a Cockney accent. What? I don't think she'd have a Cockney accent. I think Artoria Caster would have, like, I would put like a Gloucester accent. It's like a Southern Counties accent. It's like, if anyone's ever seen Midsummer Murders, it's how they talk there. Alright, you know, it sort of has a bit of a twang to it. I can't see her using Cockney rhyming slang. Now, if Jaguar was ever turned into a British servant, Tiger, then I see it. Then I see it. Wait, what? Nope. Wrong person. So we're going to try a Canis solo. For that, we have to take Good Man Arash. Yep, that'll work. And then I think we'll take Atlas Institute uniform for this. Sadly, only 10-10-9. I don't have the spare crystallized ores to give Canis' third skill a 10 yet. I will get there. I will get there. Speaking of accents while drawing this drawing, I cannot for the life of me imagine Carmel with an Indian accent. I mean, I assume she'd have Sakura's accent. We've heard it. As do about 50 other people, mind you. Remember, always use your clairvoyance, people. Okay, as per the rules, I can't use Canis' skill unless we're on the third wave or we've lost the other two. Those are the rules. But no, it's hopefully we'll have some fun with challenge quests today. I know they're not challenge quests, they're exhibition quests, but what the hell, I always forget that. This one's a nice little fun one. Lance is, of course, one of my favorite classes to use in the game, so always a fan. This isn't going to affect the thing because Gil will take away that battery. And here we go, the King of Heroes himself. An utter wazzock. Likeable wazzock in his caster form. Okay, let's prepare ourselves with some stars. I think we should use Monstrous Strength from the off because I really kind of want to make a point. Now remember, the main way we charge our battery here is by getting our ass kicked by the King of Heroes. We just have to hope he doesn't crit too much. If he crits too much, I think we could be in some trouble. Okay, he starts with a self-buff. And a crit. Eee! Double crit to start off with. That is nasty. Again, no, I can live with this for now. We should be able to build up our battery enough here that we'll be able to fill up our Noble Phantasm. Pretty sure with the extra attack. If not, we'll do it through Gil's attacks. Okay, we fall slightly short. That's a little disappointing. Yeah, where's that crit? Okay, that was unexpected. I'm not going to lie. I had not budgeted in Gil breaking our guts on the second turn of us fighting. That was not something I had necessarily included as part of the script. I tried to clear the Heracles West with Ticho Toyo. She got through almost 9 guts. The rest was finished by Mash, Merlin, and Hans. That's quite an unusual one there. Mainly because not many people have her, myself included. Alright, now we're going to get hit with Enuma Elish. While I'd love to tank it to the face, I think maybe it might be time to put invincibility on. I want to ask, but did you know? I didn't even know there were John Wick comics. I don't really know much about John Wick in general. We should watch the movie. We actually saw Oppenheimer today. We went to see Oppenheimer at last. Damn, it would be nice if he killed up the envy. Health S or Healths, welcome to the stream. Try and attack, remove CC. Oh yeah, that would be nice. To be honest, we're mainly just messing around at the moment, but absolutely, that's not a bad idea at all. But yeah, we're just kind of messing around with this run. There we go. Though I am a bit frustrated that he broke the guts as early as he did. A little bit frustrating, but that's okay. That's okay. Might try that again later. I am now currently out of apples to farm. Oh, it's been a while since I had that problem around. That's the thing. The one thing I will say is that my hiatus from the game has allowed me to restock on apples. So I am well equipped for apples for this event. Zement says, Hijo lacks a bit of damage, but she's a good berserker with some party support skills. Yeah, I mean, I honestly have not used her much, so I'd actually be curious. She's one of those servants that very much falls into that zone where I don't know too much about her, but I imagine she must be pretty fun. Trying to see who next. No, and no, we're not using Benkei. I kind of want to run that back, but this time, hopefully... Wait, well, Jaguar. I love you, Jaguar, but without leveling up your first skill, I'm not... Let's see what Jaguar does. I don't think Jaguar can do it, but we'll give it a shot. I should probably be using the attack one as well. Ooh, wrong Mystic Code. Nasty. But yeah, Teacher's not something I know much about. Max, on the subject of obscure rare CEs from yesterday, I found my own White Whale CE. See Emptiness as the Path. Is that the New Year Musashi one? I'll have to check that out in a minute. Is that the one does it ignore invincibility? SSJ. What's the movie Oppenheimer like? How would I describe it without major spoilers? It's a biopic of him. It's 3 hours. I found it very entertaining throughout. But I also, look, you know, my background back in my college days was politics and history and historical policy, so it was very interesting for me. I think it's a very interesting movie. I think it's very well done, very well acted, lots of famous people in it, lots of interesting things. Great historical biopic. I would fully recommend it. Yes, the Demon Falls. I don't know if he'll fall again this time, though, Matt. So that's the thing. I will say I'm not confident of this setup because I also brought the wrong Mystic Code. Absolutely the wrong Mystic Code. Removing Gale's attack buffs increases his NP gauge. So does it, Zemensk? Oh, lucky I didn't do that in this case. Zeno, I just watched John Wick 1 for the first time last night. How did you find it? Omega, I did this with Ruler Martha, even though with the NP debuff, she still one-shotted Gale with a Buster Brave Chain, including the NP. Brutal. Ruler Martha there, living up to her lore potential for sure. Alright, I'm a bit mad that we let Jaguar get hit, not gonna lie. But we'll live with it. Oh, is it John Darkosa? Oh, that's fine. No, that's no problem. We just need an Arash, honestly. Thank you for having him on there. Max, yes, see, the effects of the reward has having useful Musashi. Yes, yeah, that's the thing. I just want CEs from the characters I like with good arts that that I find interesting. I'm entirely with you. House, removing buffs triggers instant noble phantasm, but removing offensive buff only bypasses that. Okay. Well, in this case, looks like we haven't got too much of an option. We're going to take a lot of risks here. We brought completely the wrong Mystic Code. So I guess we'll go for it, right? Like, this is completely the wrong Mystic Code. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, I was surprised at first when I heard they were making a second, because I thought it was a great film, but I didn't know, it didn't feel like one that I thought, oh, this needs a sequel. But I am curious to see how it goes. Oh, thank you, Jean Darthold. It's really okay, though. But I appreciate it. But don't worry. It's, I'm very happy just to have, you know, Arash's in the support list. You know, look, I know I've already said it. I'm just not confident of this run. Like, look. He's not even critting and it already feels like we're on the verge of death. I feel Jaguar is at death's door. No, I have to check it out, SSJ. Here she goes. Great Death Claw! Did not do that greater damage. Plus, we're missing just about every crit under the sun, which isn't particularly helpful. Oh gosh, there we go. And ball game. Alright, who is the Grand Lancer? Not her at the moment, with the number of crits we're missing. To this day, I don't have a single Kaleidoscope. That's Tyrese. It took me like a year and a bit, but man, that's a hell of a streak. I have limited 0 from Muramasa. Our hearts will nice and a future Nerofest 3CE for Herc. We just need one now for Musashi. Oh, that was painful. Okay, so Jaguar gets, like... This isn't bad. This should have gone better. I think with a few more crits, it could have been closer. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't feel right. Ah, yes, 2 new buffs over on JP. One for Summer Abigail Williams, is the 5-star foreigner. And a 3-star rider is none other than the best friend, Mandracado. As someone who's accidentally rolled Summer Abby and never used her, she's still at level 1. Bless her. I guess that's more St. Quartz for the future. That's one way to view it. It's an optimistic way of viewing it. Honestly, the problem with that as well was we took the wrong Mystic Code. I'm just not sure how much of a difference it would make. I kind of want to... If I actually bothered with Tamama Lancer, this could possibly be a run as well, but you can see I've scarcely touched her. Maybe we try Jaguar again, but I think the base Mystic Code is honestly better. That's useful too, though. On the other hand, the Mana Burst isn't particularly great. Honestly? 1 turn Guts and Guts evades cancels out. Stars would be nice, but attack buff would be better. Mana Burst healing. We'll take it. We'll try it once more. I was wondering at Anniversary Blonde, but I don't love the Mana Burst on it. Because she's already got a pretty solid Mana Burst, so in terms of helpfulness, it's not particularly helpful. On the other hand, the stars would be immensely helpful. Night's Oath is here too, I guess. Tell you what, do you know what I'll do first? Let's do what we promised to do earlier. We're going to look at the servants, and these are all the servants, right, that we are going to get to 999. First of all, these are my Grayling targets, so we can actually just turn these off first. All right, 999, right? So let's just do Lancers, right? For now, let's look at the Lancers, see who we can get to 10, 10, 10, 999. All right, rarity. Vitra needs to get to 999. I say 999, of course, because I don't have any bloody crystallized ore. Bradamante, I'm fine staying where she is for now. Enkidu, yep, that's another one. Valtoria, yes, that's one of our newest servants. These are beautiful, but not servants. Canis is stuck at 10, 10, 9. Jaguar, honestly, let's see if we can level up Jaguar's skills now. I have Jaguar at 10, 10, 10 over on JP. But I also have her Grailed on JP. So she's a little bit more of a priority there. And, okay, we're going to be farming a lot of Lancer gems, so I'm willing to take this risk. Let's try and get as much impact from her skills as we can. Again, the rest of the mats shouldn't be too much of a problem. Do you guys do this sometimes? You just level up a servant for a particular quest? Even if it's for somewhat spurious reasons. And yeah, I have 18 crystallized ores, but I'm going to be very careful with how I spend them. We are getting quite a few crystallized ores in the future, especially in the upcoming Halloween event. But I am prone to misspending them. And by that I mean just throwing them at Boudica. So I'm going to save them for today. Well, there we go. We've got Jaguar to 999. We've achieved our first target of a 999 servant. Also there for fans of 9 persons, 9 doors, 9 something. So we'll give her a go. Lewis, welcome to the stream. How are you? I'm doing well. How's the watery farming going? Pretty well at the moment. Pretty well. We're just having some fun with the Guild Challenge quest at present. Also, we might be able to level Kagatora. Lartoria is also a focus, but we'll come back to her later. We're trying to get people to 999 as well. So we've just achieved our first target of Jaguar. I don't normally level up a servant for a quest. That's fair. Thing is, I love leveling up 3 stars anyway. So I am prone to finding any excuse possible. Not ready to sound adamant about leveling servants in the orders that I like them. That's fair. That's fair. You have a sort of a plan of action. I like that. Samantha, yes, I also level random servants when I feel like it. That's the thing. So I level everyone, but skills-wise, as I take fancy, I do it. On the other hand, if they're a 3-star or below, I'll probably just do it anyway. Camelot Jam, I have definitely just leveled a servant for a quest many times. Right, it's not just me. However, I'm always at 0 overlords ever since those appends came out. Exactly. And that's actually a really good point. I think it's very unfair that crystallized laws also apply to append skills. We had enough trouble as it is balancing them out just for normal skills with append skills as well, and I know that's why they're compensating by giving us more in the upcoming Halloween event, and they are more accessible going forward, but still, they're not regularly available from content outside of specific events. That's the issue. And if it sounds like I'm moaning just because I'm very indecisive, I am. That's absolutely what I'm doing. Maverick, welcome to the stream. After all these years, I still... Oh. It's both. It's fantastic that as a 1-star he can do that. On the other hand, it's absolutely tragic that that is what his fate is forever consigned to being. You know what? I'm actually going to take a risk and do it on turn 1. Let's do it. Yeesh, that's not nice. This is horrible. I know, I should have saved it for a turn where she has her NP. I don't care. I want to win on turn 1, damn it. There's no logic here. That is the last skill we wanted him to use. Perfect, that's what we wanted. Amy. Amy indeed. I want to level Artoria, but I should prioritize Bride Nero. Bride Nero are also a fantastic servant as well. And you know that because I'm... Well, actually, do you know what? I've become a Nero supporter in recent times. Not the actual Nero, FGO Nero. I'm not suddenly becoming a sort of stan for Roman emperors, as it were. Although, then again, if when I'm playing Rome Total War, that's a different matter. Okay, so we're about to be Enuma Elished to death. This is the turn we should have used our stuff. Louis says, skills-wise, sometimes I level up the skills of servants I don't normally use when I have an excess of mats. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you think, okay, I have particular material. Who does this fit? Oh, you know, and that would be pretty damn cool. And then you can get some surprising 999s. I realize I should level up skills forever to at least 444. That's the thing. 444 is generally attainable, especially after events such as this. That said, I have been in positions before where, nope, not really. I've got myself in some hot water. Speaking of which, I am in very hot water right now. We are about to lose again because I have no concept of planning. Yeah, this not quite what was planned. But that's on me. Yeah, I think we're dead this turn, guys. I as much as I respect the Jaguar and fear the Jaguar, I think we're a much cheaper brand of car. Bye-bye. Join in, Max. Join in the fun. If anything, people should start with leveling the MP charge up. That's generally advised that mana loading tends to be the best way to start. I can't just upgrade randomly, says Omega. Every time I do it, it's because of something specific, like I did a few days ago, leveling Sans Iron first and second to 10 and opening Gil's second append. So that's the thing, there's a plan. And that's also a very effective way of doing it. Having a plan, whether it's like Matt's, where you prioritize the servants you like and have that set order, or if it's in sort of response to particular circumstances and situations. I think it's great either way. Should I MLB the event damage CE if I only have 5 copies? I did, but it's up to your discretion. I did, but that's, again, because I think it just facilitates easier runs. Talking about pens, says Luis. That's true. I personally only level up mana loading. I think it's the only one worth the cost. I think sometimes the third one is. And if it's a DPS or a solo servant, the first one is. I think Anti-Berserker is always worth doing. They're not the most common, but even like, for farmers especially like Tuara Tota, it's game-changing. Makes them genuinely more viable. Matt's damage CE and Petal's CE are different. Yes, they are. So this happens if Tidus or deal bullying. Not quite. Or actually, it probably would, in fairness, given the actual outcome. How do you make some servants reach past bond 6? I mean, you just use them. That's it, really, you know. You just keep using them. That's all there is, really, to it. You just have to keep going. I just had the damage CE drop on the hero level node. Not a guaranteed path, but you might get one if you farm there long enough. Welcome, Erebus, and also good to know, because that's something we haven't got. We haven't got any more damage CEs as of yet. And I wouldn't mind one, because I'm very nostalgic for this CE. Because I remember it from the original run. It's one of those old ones. You know? Okay, I'm really hoping, like last time, that we don't get one-shotted, but so far my luck with Canis has not been good. See, despite being debuffed with attacks twice, I have a bad feeling about this. See, I'm pretty happy with that first turn. But now I'm terrified he's just going to use Golden Rule again. I almost want to use Canis' defensive buff here, but I'm scared also that he'll break the guts. Let's take the risk. So, you know, I had 10, 10, 10, 16 servants. That's an impressive amount. I'm definitely not on that. I'll see how many I have 10, 10, 10. It's not 16. I should have used the defense. Oh! That is way too close. Way too close. Woof! Almost broke the guts practically immediately then. Max, Heracles and Leonidas' first appear was the one I unlocked first. It's huge for how I use them. Yes, for Leonidas the first... Oh, Leonidas is one of those rare servants who all the appends are useful for in their own way. Especially because I think he also has Anti-Berserker. Omega says, I'm planning to level up the damage CE, but to use it after the event. Finally, a good Guts CE. It is a solid Guts CE. I like it a lot. I also like the Nero Bride one, but that's also because I just think the art is incredibly cute. Man, it would be nice to see your servant's HP. I'll see if I can, I'll alter the screen setup for that Mavericks. You just have to give me a moment, but I'll see what I can do. Alright, I'm willing to, like, lose the first Guts. I'm willing to do that. Although, then again, if we could crit him to death before, I wouldn't mind. Yeah, it gets to 1 HP, which is an increasingly useful thing to be. He does have Anti-Berserker, and he's the only one I've spent 6 laws on. Very fair. And good night, Gil. Are you guys okay with this? Like, if I move it to the top? Like, is that okay? How's that look? I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to, like, placement and that. Graphic design is my passion. 20 grails? Is that what it takes from 65 to... Wow. I do need more of that dedication. Yep. Oh, there he was. He's, where is he? There you are. There's Max's, Leonidas. But we've already done Chiome. We need to go back to farming for a little bit. We do need to go back to farming for a little bit. My goal is to get Nitocris Assassin, at the very least Nitocris Assassin, up to Bond 9 today. I actually ran Nitocris Assassin as the DPS for the Maeve node earlier, and despite screwing up entirely and getting both Castorias and Paracelsus all one shot within the space of 2 turns, we just about were able to pull it off, despite my incompetent gameplay, so it just shows anything is possible. People like Coinstar of Light seems they forget that Castoria removes debuffs and prevents attacks that ignore invincibility. I mean, they're different. They're different, no SSJ. Coinstar is an immensely useful support for Buster setups, and the fact that she reduces skill cooldown by 2 through her 50% battery is insane. Like, it's actually insane. Again, I have Coinstar of Light as a top 5 servant. I actually prefer using her to Oberon, even if I wouldn't necessarily say she's better than Oberon. Now, Arash is just an archer. Can't see his face. What? Is it his face that gets covered up? Crap. I remember a thing about this game. That's fair. That's fair. What do you think about getting a custom board of your stream so you won't have to worry about things being covered up? I might look into... I want to, like, work on that sort of thing. I want to work on the professionalization of the stream. I promise I won't blag on about this too much, but I do want to make the stream look better and look nicer. Same for the videos, so I'm working on a video, and I think when it comes to videos, I have a better idea of how to make them look more aesthetically pleasing. When it comes to streams, as you can tell from the setup, absolutely not. Now, when I stream from the PlayStation, there's nothing I can do. I can't have an overlay, it's just the way you stream from the PlayStation. But if I'm like streaming from the computer on my phone, I will try and set it up so that there is maybe a border or a theme. And I will work on that. I did have one very briefly before, but I didn't really know how the heck it worked. And my fiance is largely the one who says, do this like this and that, and it'll lead to this. And I'm like, oh! No wonder I've got my grandmother reputation. Mysterious Archer, eh? That's the thing, that's what he should be. Who is this mysterious archer who blows himself up repeatedly? Camelot Jam says, this event has made me a bit mosey. Hoping that next year we will get an event where we can farm bells. Is there bell farming in any of the future events? It feels like there should be if there isn't. Especially given how integral bells are to almost all the Lost Belt 6 servants. Not that my NA account would know, would it, NA account? No, you wouldn't know. Miramasa Emiya Spishard. That's a nice set, Xena. That's a nice set. After this one, I'll go in to see who I've got. That definitely needs work because it does sometimes cover people's faces. Yeah. No, definitely. I agree. Camelot Jam, wish you the best with your streams and videos. Thank you very much, Camelot Jam. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I haven't made a video in a very long time, though. That's the thing, so... I need to get back in the spirit of that. My last proper FGO video was in January. So, yeah, definitely a lot to catch up on. You should just make the game smaller and add borders, just like Tyrese mentions. Maybe I'll try that. I'm not sure how I do that, but I'll figure it out. Like, I think I know. Oberon's great for farming, so is Koyan Light. Oberon is great for one turn. Yeah, exactly. I do prefer Koyan because of that flexibility. And that's also because I've rolled Koyan on JP. And I don't have either on NA. So you got Heracles, Abby, Astro, George, just the list of 10, 10, 10s. Very nice. Am I happy that Miyu and Ilya will now get a buff soon? Largely because I'll get sync ports for it, because I have both. Ilya spooked me on a GSSR, and I rolled Miyu, I think, when she was released. Being a really, quote-unquote, bad servant is something that I always question. Because I think she's not as terrible as people say. Let's see who we've 10, 10, 10. But yeah, no, I think it'll be interesting. Alright, remember we're on 999 goals here to get people there. But let's have a look. So, Mordred, 1. Otita, 2. Starhoff, 3. Maeve, 4. Castoria, 5. Skadi, 6. Merlin, 7. Nobu, 8. Arjuna alters on the 10, 10, 10 list, by the way. Jolta, 9. Deon, 10. Parvati, 11. That might be everyone. Mash, 12. Crew 13, Izo 14, Nobukatsu 15, there we go, 15 sevens. Mats, I have both on NA. Koyan is fully leveled and regularly used. Oberon is rotting at level 15 in second archive because screw him. Screw him indeed. Maverick, question. Have you watched the new Bleach anime? Not yet. Here's my problem. I despised the 1,000-Year Blood War arc in the manga. I read it. I watched and read Bleach over a very short period of time, about 7 years ago. And I liked the first part of Bleach, obviously. Welcome Wonder was a bit dull at points, but I didn't hate it. You know, some fights went on for way too long. It just dragged on and on and on. But the 1,000-Year Blood War arc had some really good moments near the start, and then fell off hard for a very long time. I mean, things were not explained, things happened at random, people just randomly disappear and start losing in one go, or sometimes they got a random power-up for no reason, or people would get their power-up that we've been waiting ages for, and then the opponent kind of gets hit one time with it, it does something for a moment, and then after that, they're fine now. Okay, that wasn't that impressive. I think I said that maybe 5 or 6 times. I know the anime is said to have done that better, though. But I am trepidatious about watching it. I will get round to it. He says. He needs to. Talk about Oberon. Finally found a way to 6 CE with double Oberon, Arjuna, Alta, and Arash. Sadly, Arash is already max bonded, but the others aren't getting it. Bond 15? Or do you mean Bond 10? Miyu has a good kit, but it's an MP that is bad for typical fights because of that demerit. Yeah, no, it's definitely... She's a very specialized servant, Miyu. Miyu is very much a specialist. I hate using a character that's already max bonded for farming. You know, I get you. I say that as I've used Merlin constantly throughout the week and refuse to give him a bond grow because I'm like, I kind of need to save those. For what? I'm not sure. Need to Chris Alter, presumably. Or sorry, need to Chris Summer. Need Chris Assassin. Ugh. Not angry though, he's still got a long way to go. Also, how far is this man? 57,000. Okay. People seem to like the one till Ichigo showed up. I find that very funny yet very understandable. Maybe. That's... Yeah, okay, I can get that. I actually didn't think Ichigo was that big of a problem. Compared to some of the other stuff. There's some... The problem with Tite Kubo as a writer in Bleach is that he writes himself into some corners. And doesn't really plan his way out. And you can see that in his writing style. He's admitted that he often just adds boatloads of characters at any one time when he gets bored and then plans the story for them later. And you can see that. But I respect immensely for the sort of work he put in. And as I always say, Tite Kubo's art has always been phenomenal. Like, the one thing no one can doubt about Bleach is its art is fire, as the kids say. And if Mia gets eliminated, all the buffs that she gives out. That is the problem. Yes, SSJ, that is the problem. Mew, unlike Merlin, Mew has all of her buffs tied to her. And that it's like a buff on her that then releases the various facets. Tyrese, I finally beat Gilgamesh Enkidu for the win! Congratulations, Tyrese. And I have to say, defeating Gil with a very appropriate servant, if I do say so myself. Camot Jam, I heard you were talking about playing Genshin in the last week. I'm wondering, do you see the recent news on Fontaine? Do you think it looks fun? I'm actually really behind on Genshin. And by really behind, I mean Liyue behind. So when I stopped playing, Liyue was like, not new, but sort of that's where we were up to. I'm probably going to have to start again. So I'm really behind. I know I had a Lisa-centric account. I know that. Alright, it was technically a Xiao-centered account. Xiao was fairly new, I think. So I rolled Xiao, he was my first 5-star. I got Jean slightly after. Those were my only 5-stars, I think. But my Lisa, I think, was my highest leveled. That guy, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I regret giving Heracles my firstborn grail every single day. How come? Is it because single target? I know I gave one to Ku. I was told at the time that was not a good decision. I thought it was because I used him a lot. In hindsight, I kind of get it because farmers are the ones you bond the most, and because you need so many bond points to go from level 10 to 11 to 12, etc., it does make it more logical to use the AoE servants. So I know that obviously plays a role in it. This is a bad idea. I don't think they'll do enough damage. Bond 11. Not giving a lantern for a few uses. He needs a rest. That's fair. Give the poor guy a rest. I'm with you on that. He says as he constantly uses his own. Sorry, but I get believed when I started seeing everything aesthetically formulaic. I mean, the main character's name is just his starting age, so of course the thing shallow. That's harsh. The problem with Bleach, in all honesty, is that all of the and this was fine for a while, but all of the characters are very one-dimensional. There are exceptions. Mayuri is one of the best written characters I've seen in anime. But he's the exception that proves the rule in the case of Bleach. And that's the problem. They are very formulaic. I agree, it's very formulaic. It has its fire moments, as it were. Why am I saying fire so much? I've literally never said this in my life. 30 years, almost, not saying it, and I'll... Ugh. But you get what I mean. The thing with Kubo is that he likes, I want to make this guy really strong. No stretch, let's make him really weak. Yes! Yes! Let's hype up this noble phantasm. Let's hype up this Bankai for years on end, and then reveal it, and then it just minorly grazes the opponent, who then strikes them down. Ariosto, welcome to the stream. I regret giving Alexander a Bond Grail. Gave it for coins, but then got them later in the day. Ah, that can also be a reason. Yes, you're trying to get it for those extra coins, and then you get them in the gacha. Of course, not so much a case for 4 stars or 5 stars. But especially for low rarity, I can get that. I used him a bunch early on, but the more my bot screwed, the less he saw my party. That's fair, that guy. That's fair. I suppose, yeah. Not for Bond Grails, for actual Grails, I had some taste of that. Screw logic, Bond Grails go to who needs coins for me. Yep. So that's what I mean, no, it's also fair to use it that way. Well, I am way behind, I'm so sorry. With this new buff, Mew will be able to remove all those demerits and make her extremely weak. Yes, it helps a lot. It was always a very tragic demerit. Leo's going towards Bond 14 and Hurt's on his way to Bond 12. Very impressive. The other characters have his Bond Grail on are the Umus and Castoria. Somehow not surprised. Zero, hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing okay. Bond's tied to coins now, so if you have a level 120 target, you do not really have a choice for who to use it on. That is the other issue. Unless you're planning to spend eons in the gacha, it's probably for the best. Honestly, Mew's new buff makes her seem like she's Castoria Lily. To some extent, I suppose. This is a really bad idea, because I know I only get like 60% refund here, but... Let's do this. See if we can lower the health a little. I was worried the 20% might crit. I know it's only 20%, but you know it. 10 to 30% always crit when you least need them to. That's the rule of FGO. I don't make the rules. I just tragically have to follow them. Yoriichi, you're a Yoriichi fan, Ariosto, I take it. If I had to be... Alright, calm down, everyone. Everyone's very excitable in the comments tonight. It is the weekend. It is the weekend. And the weekend is a time to be merry and jolly. I try Amaranth, but then I just get an injured hip instead. I love Bleach so much, but even I admit it's got a buttload of issues. It does. I like Bleach, though. I do like Bleach. Like, of that big three that they always quote, it's the only one I've been able to watch through fully. One Piece I haven't started, and I'm not particularly interested. I'll probably give it a watch someday. And just go slowly through it, you know. Naruto I like sections of. But Naruto I just struggle to get through. At times. Luis, welcome back. Oh, just more farming, essentially. And we've been discussing Bleach, we've been discussing bond rails, just, you know, all that sort of thing, really. Evida! Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well and having a lovely weekend. New update, I got Abby Summer MP4. Well, congratulations on a 5-star MP4, Aria. So I admit, it seems we all have been spooked by Abby Summer at some point. It is just a rite of passage for FGO players at this point. Cements, I regret giving one rail to Kodra after all praise I heard about him. Barely use him anyway, always use 100 personas. That's true, if it, you know, I have Cursed Armor and Kodra at 80. I sometimes regret it a little bit. On the other hand, I do enjoy using them both, so... I don't know. 80 also just feels like a really awkward level to leave people at. Like 90, it seems like, yeah, that's 5-star level. 70, that's silver. It's got a certain finesse and beauty to it. 80 just feels awkward. Does Miu's new buff put in a direct competition with Ilya and Chloe? Not competition per se. It just makes her a better support for them. Tyrese, after Nerofest, do you have any other games you want to stream? Loads. I actually have a full schedule to stream. I'll try and put that out. I admit, you know, I know obviously non-FGO streams are not for everyone, but if you are interested, absolutely, I'd love to have people coming and having chat here and, yeah, just having fun. One of it will be for a recording. I just have to make sure my PS4 isn't spitting out this as well. But Dark Souls will be coming up. I'll be playing Shenmue, although Shenmue will largely be for a video, because I've already played the game in the past. I want to talk about it. In some detail. There's some other games I've been buying as well, lately as well. Also things like Kingdom 2 Crowns, very relaxed games. Jump King, which I have given a very brief go at, and I'm very bad at. So yeah, there'll be quite a few streams coming up. Which is my biggest guilty pleasure. Yes, that's what and I love the art and the core plot. If only the execution was better. It's all about that. The idea is great. It's the execution that's the problem. But, you know, the art is fantastic. As I always say, Tite Kubo's art is beautiful. You know, it leagues ahead of the opposition. The problem is the story and the characterization. Excuse me. Pink Fawn, welcome to the stream. Salmon Man, that's right, it's Fishman McCool. He's always welcome here. We've been using him a lot lately, actually. He's replaced Vitra in the starting lineup, largely due to who we're bonding in the back line. Also, do you think that the Prisma Ilya event should come back with a new story and new events, like adding Shiro Miuverse? Only thing I want back from the Prisma Ilya event is the menu music. I think it was gorgeous. It is one of my favorite themes in the game. But because it was from a specialized event, and it's, I think, a copyrighted track, they can't put it in the music gallery in my room. So the only way to listen to it is if I find it on YouTube. It is a beautiful song. It's quite melancholic, yet sentimental. There's a beauty to it. I think it's a wonderful track. It sort of makes you feel it's almost an ethereal feeling it gives you. And sorry if I sound a bit weird about this. I just think it was a wonderful piece of music. And that was actually my favorite thing about the Prisma Ilya event. Arios, I love Rukia too. Aww. Oh, that guy, I get it, I get it. You know, having Matt spawn people, it just, it's like, it doesn't quite feel right. Who is Abby, Zero? Abigail Williams. I wish I had Abby Summer. I think you're the only person in history who's ever said that. Luis, regarding Naruto, the anime can certainly drag on at times. It can. It can. Again, in principle, I think Naruto is better than Bleach. You know? My problem is, there are parts of Naruto I just cannot get through that. It's too much. It also doesn't help that all of my favorite characters from Naruto are incredibly irrelevant. Like, most people don't even remember my favorite character is even in the show at all. That's how unimportant they were. Zarabas, I do not have Abby Summer or Abby. I have Abby Summer by accident. I don't have OG Abby. I was rolling for the 4-star Sei Shonen on CE at the time to limit break it. Oh, the number of craft essences I have 4 copies of for the 4-star ones, it pains me so much. Which Souls game? Probably start with the first. I've only played a bit of Mortal Coil. I've never played any Dark Souls game. I also have Ghost of Tsushima. I just have to make sure my PlayStation doesn't want to spit it out. Like it spits out every other disc. Because I would really like to play that on stream, and I will probably be absolutely terrible at it. Yeah, no, Max, absolutely, and I enjoy doing it, you know? I do want to expand beyond FGO. Heck, I might even play a couple more gacha games. I'll see. You know, I've been keeping an eye on some, but it needs to be the right type, but it'll largely be console-based. Leonidas continuing his Gilgamesh killing streak. What is better now, arts or buster looping? It depends on who you have. I don't know if I could say definitively, SSJ, as to whether one is better than the other. Maverick, I've heard about Shenmue. Right now I'm busy with its twin, Yakuza. Yakuza 0. I'm going to go on a tangent. Yakuza 0, I have been stuck on the last level for over a year because my Xbox died. And you know, many of you will have heard that before. And that means I'm on the final level. And I've got it on PlayStation, but I don't want to start again. Not because I don't want to play it all again. I absolutely would. I got so in love with my particular save file. Honestly, Yakuza 0 for me was almost a perfect game. The only time I was bored was when I spent too long in the in-game arcade playing Outrun. Because I got distracted. It's such a good game. The fact I think its Metacritic is something like an 80 is absurd to me. Absurd. I'm not normally one who takes critics' scores as being all that important, but anything less than a 90 is outrageous. Quick looping seems like it's been barely used as much nowadays. Yeah, I mean, quick is always, you know, the most ignored of the trio. It just doesn't really get much attention. The developers do not care. Ariosto, Guildfest shop theme with Shiba is Riz. I think that's available in the music gallery, right? Oh, wait, the Karen Kyokai event is where I found soundtracks that I loved that are copyright protected. Yes, that was another one that had really nice tracks that were copyright protected, because all the best ones are. Another one as well is actually the El Meloy Case Files event. The menu music for that is also copyrighted, as I found out to my chagrin on my YouTube channel. Tyrese, I got my mom to watch Rideable. She was very confused. I can understand that. I can understand that. Summer Abby is pretty fun for me to fight with. I like using her as a support. Maybe I should give her a go. I'll have to level her up first. But I've never used her. Maverick, the only Dark Souls I played is the British one. What's British Dark Souls? Let's see. Dark Souls looks miserable. Britain is miserable. Do you mean you just, like, visited the UK? It'll be the first time with Dark Souls. Yeah, no, absolutely. You can drop by. It'd be great. Again, If you do happen to miss the stream, I will probably be streaming over here on YouTube from now on, rather than on Twitch. So there will always be a VOD after the stream. I very rarely delete VODs, only if they are intended to be videos, you know, or if it's just silent gameplay often, because in that case it's just for a video. I didn't realize sooner that Siegfried can be defeated with debuffs. That's true. Yes, that is one way. You'd neither ignore... Well, I won't spoil it for people. But yeah. Oh, I've lost chat. Ah! What am I doing? No, this is the wrong wave! I'm drunk! And I don't even drink alcohol. That would be nice, Matt, but also too generous for them to do. MLA is my secret guilty pleasure fate word. I've never seen it. So, man, soon you have reached stream goal. We have? Oh, we've reached the stream goal! Woo! Thank you very much, everyone. We have reached over 20 likes, which was the stream goal. Thank you very much. As I always say, every like helps the channel and the stream. And more importantly, I hope it means that you're having a good time here, because that's the most important thing. I appreciate it. Amaranth, Bloodborne. I have Bloodborne. I've never played it. In fact, we bought it purely for my brother-in-law who visited, and he completed it in like a day or two. But he's good at those type of games. Impacto, hello. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a lovely, lovely weekend. That guy, aren't all Dark Souls British? I mean, if they're as miserable as the crapsack world appears, then most likely. Oh wait, is Bloodborne British Dark Souls? Is this a thing? Impacto, tried the challenge quests yet? Yes. I actually cleared them all, mostly off stream, sadly. I'm gonna go back to giving some a go a bit later. I've gone back to farming just for a bit. After this one, we'll probably go and give a couple more of them a go, see what we can do, have some little fun with them. See if there's anything fun we can set up. My problem, of course, is that I'm incompetent, which can hinder those setups. On the other hand, it can also mean dominant setups may not be as successful as they appear, and I'm sure that's pretty fun too. SSJ, do you know of any FGO servants that use grappling techniques in a fight other than Quetzalcoatl? Astrea uses a German suplex. You'd have to imagine Martha is deploying some form of wrestling move, right? She just punches, but that's also because her animations are very old and clunky and stiff. But Astrea does. You know, I have Finn, but never considered double cast story looping with him. Why? It's Fishman McCool! But no, he's fun. And he has beautiful animations. His NP refund isn't quite there. That's the only problem. Value-wise, it should be. It just doesn't always quite work out. My favorite enemy is the living failures. The what? Oh, in Dark Souls. I thought you meant in FGO. I was like, I don't think I've encountered those, unless that's like a description for like certain characters that we do encounter. No, you're quite right, Healths or Healths. Is it Healths or Healths? I do apologize. I just want to make sure I'm getting it right. But indeed, Astrea does not use her German suplex in Arcade, which I think is very sad. Costumes Bloodborne allegedly inspired by Victorian era fashion, so some say it's British Dark Souls. Ah, I see. It's immense. Thank you. That explains a lot. That explains a lot. Finn got some really good buffs, so he isn't a rare prism anymore. I don't think he ever quite was. Maybe he was. But yeah, no, indeed, Impacto. Finn is a very good servant. In fact, if you want to know more about Finn, I have a whole video. No, I'm kidding. I do have a video on him if anyone is interested. It was part of the Scrap Heap to Stardom series, where I looked at how servants who were once formerly bad servants were now good servants, and he was the entry for the Lancer class. And I do think he was genuinely pretty solid. Matt's living failures equal Gilles de Rais. No, that's incorrect. Gilles de Rais is very dead. He's a dead failure. Anyway, it's fine. Alright, I'll call you Healths, maybe. But I may accidentally change to Health S. I apologize if I do. I haven't played the story where you get Shooting Doji Caster. Shooting Doji Caster will one day be back. I will say that. I will say that. Hello, Maida. No, Shooting Doji is from a Halloween event. Shooting Doji Caster. A rare non-Elizabeth Halloween servant. Buster Mystic Code for Art Servants? Wait, what? Where? Shooting Caster is, yeah, a limited welfare, that's right. Alright, so... I want to try Nitocris again. Didn't quite work out as planned last time. I'd like to try it again, but I'd also like to try Izo. Even though I know males have an issue with this quest. Maybe we'll try this setup first, and then we'll try Izo. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Level 120 Gilles de Rais is certainly an interesting choice of grails. I'll say that much. SSJ, why do some story locked events have to be hard to unlock? First of all, I do think it's annoying that several events are story locked because I think making events accessible to the most amount of players is the best way to improve the game. And most new players improve by partaking in events. On the other hand, I suppose they do need to make certain events challengeable. Again, I would split it and have like a harder version of an event for more rewards, but you know, that's just me. And obviously that's a lot of work, I understand. I suppose the issue as well is there are certain spoilers in some stories. Because if you're writing a story, you sometimes need some flexibility, right? And if you're going to have that, well, sometimes that's going to involve writing about certain events that would counter spoilers. Let's hope she can fill up her battery from this. I was very scared Nitocris wasn't going to kill him then. Oh, exactly, Max. Exactly. That's the thing. Absolutely, we'd have to bring that as a rule. Because if you don't, you're going to be pretty screwed. I think this should work. We might end up losing Castoria. That's my problem with this. I'll put one attack buff just in case. I am slightly scared. No, just do it. Do it, Soon. Do it! Just do it! Well, this is a start. Yes, please. Yes, thank you. Thank you for attacking Nitocris. Oh, bless you, Queen Maeve. Bless you. Bless your heart. Gilles de Rais Saber might have been the inspiration for Super Orion, Arts NP, Buster Kit's buff-based. Saber Gilles hobbled hopelessly, so Super Orion could run. Ooh, really, Camelot Jam? Is that, do you mean this? Which one, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, spoilers is are the main reason, but also there are some certain gameplay elements as well that factor into it. All right. Bye, Castoria. All right, now we're at the hardest part of the quest. Casters are involved. This is always going to be the hardest thing for servants like Nitocris. Alright, let's hope this works. Let's go for a Brave Chain. I don't know if this will work. I really wish all the events were replayable. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. The idea of just having an event and then a rerun when players are always joining, I think it's such a shame. I get why, but it's such a shame. Oh, bye, Maeve! We love you. Well, I love you. Bye-bye. Now, this should actually be a challenge. Their devotion to the Queen means they buff themselves even now. I can respect that. Alright. This should definitely refill the NP. I know maybe I should have gone for the 100% Buster attack, but we're going to try here. Yes, that's the one thing. Because welfares are now being given through the shop, getting them to 120 is genuinely feasible. Yeah, that's true, Tyrese. There's so many options available to them, and that would be another great one. Summon Oki to altar. Good luck, Camelot Jam. I hope you're able to get her. I admit, the only servant I'd roll for is a certain rider. For this one, I doubt I'm going to roll. I doubt I'm going to roll for this event generally, because I need to save for Duda Duda. Not that I have any capacity or capabilities of saving, we all know that, but I wish you the best. It's just Yoan easily cleared this quest for me. Actually, she's been the MVP so far. Yeah, this quest, so for those who weren't here earlier in the week, we accidentally cleared this one when we were just exploring it with Mochizuki Chiyome. I think I literally said, this will not kill Maeve, and it proceeded to kill Maeve. Yeah, adding more events as main interludes, especially story-relevant ones that aren't spoilers, like Duda Duda 1. Yeah, the summer events as well. Did this with Lip, having an easy PS involved makes this one trivial. Yep. This was probably... I found this one of the easier ones. What do you guys think? I found the Maeve challenge quest, or exhibition quest, probably the easiest one. Probably. But I am curious what you guys think. I would want to level 120 Summer Jolter then. On JP, you can do that. Perhaps. Maybe. Not saying anything, but maybe. Double shooting did 40k poison damage to Siegfried. Why'd you not do Siegfried like that? The poor man, he suffered enough. But no, that's actually really cool to hear. Well, that was easy. I was actually expecting it to be a bit more of a challenge than that. I want to try with Ezel, just because he has that debuff of existing as a human male. But, to be honest, until now, I haven't found a hard quest, so I don't know. It's just they're very dated. They are pretty dated. This one probably took me 2 or 3 goes, but other than that, I've mostly done them within the first 2 attempts. But I think that's also just because we've been playing for a while, so we have pretty strong rosters. If you've only been playing a couple years, or 3 years even, you may not have as many servants, and so there's definitely a challenge here for those newer players. And I know saying someone who's played for 3 years is a newer player is maybe a little bit strange, but I think there is a challenge for them in that they may not have the necessary servants to simplify some of these quests. I was surprised how squishy Siegfried was when doing the quest. Yes, I was as well, that guy. I was as well. Hell, so originally, it would be hard. Nowadays, you can one-shot her with hammer. SSJ, the Fate Excel Zero Order or Tarano Kyokai event to come back. Yeah, that's what I mean. There were such major events to the history of the game, and now they've just gone forever. I think they'll come back one day, especially with Tarano Kyokai. I think using poison strats is at least one degree more respectful than saying no to his whole gimmick with a Giga Buff Muramasa. Who did I use for that? I didn't do it on stream, did I? I genuinely can't remember who I used. It wasn't pretty, though. It was over Twitch, at least. Poor guy. Holmes was 2 Castorias and any attacker. Yep, brutal. Like, the Arash one, Castoria makes its gimmick useless. Can I just bulldoze my way through with Camera and King Prosier? My Ibuti destroyed the EX Nero quest in 3 turns. Yeah, Ibuti will be very powerful. Any AoE ignore defense, especially Saber, will be very useful. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't fully remember those events because it's definitely important to the story. And yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. It's a shame that they've not come back. And it's like, for example, when I first played first played FGO, there were certain parts of the story that referenced the Count of Monte Cristo. Well, I hadn't played the event that involved him. So to me, when everything was getting excited for it, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was utterly flummoxed. Back then, you need to stack attack downs or have a lot of guts. That's the thing. There's been so many new different types of buffs nowadays that those requirements just aren't the same. And the old Good event should come back too. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. Luckily, those servants are going to become available in a different manner, but the events themselves are worth bringing back as well. Matt, no, you did it on stream at least once with Chiome Poison Strat. Did a curse? Did I? I thought the Chiome curse was on Maeve. Did I do a poison? Did I do a curse strat? I probably did. Most of the events are optional. That's true, but it does add some spice and flavor. Pink Tom, I might need to get a new servant. My second archive is already full of Blaze and Hellfire. My inventory is almost full too. Yeah, I mean, I've been lucky. I've rolled a few people lately. As in, sorry, I should say I've scarcely played since last September. I've rolled about 4 or 5 new servants since, so I've had them to level up that I've been sort of delaying. But otherwise, yeah, I'm in a bit of trouble too, to be totally honest. Just a few are important for the plot. There are a few. If I set a friend code for level 120 MP5 Super Iron, how many of those he can solo now? I wouldn't be able to play it now, or if you mean just in general, but I think Super Orion NP5 120 could solo most of these. I actually don't have much experience using him, so I don't know if I could do it. But in principle, he just sort of seeing people who know how to use him, he can absolutely tear apart these quests. Yeah, I was hyped when I saw Tashu coming back, but then I found out they weren't putting Oniland into main interlude. Yeah, it's like they brought Nobu back, so I was obviously very interested, if people know my biases. But, on the other hand, I would have loved to play Duda 1. I'm sorry, I would have loved to. It meant a lot. The only summer event with relevant info is Summer 3. And it was the best one, so bring it back. And also bring back Summer 2 so I can relive my summer memories. Do I farm with Summer Musashi? I don't, because I don't have her. And she wasn't ever a target for me, but she is absolutely a viable farmer. I just have a lot of people to ascend since so many... That's the thing, Max. My problem is I don't have Grails. I actually currently have 0 Grails here on NA. Because I would love to move Daon to at least 110. But I just don't have the Grails for it. Because I have horrendous Grail management. Or just management of resources in general in this game. I think everyone knows that by now. Level 120 MP5 super round to solo most things. I think they should at least give us the ability to unlock these stories in the story records. Yeah. There's no reason not to. Like, I know creating scarcity is obviously a part of the gacha formula. I understand that. But we're talking about things from, what, 8 years ago in JP now. I think the scarcity argument has, you know, worn its welcome. Luis, I would love for the same role to make past events permanently available as interludes. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some of such really good fun, but a damage can be a bit iffy sometimes if you have her at NP1. I mean, that applies to most farmers, especially arts farmers at NP1. But that's true. That's true. Mats, I have 4, but as soon as I get 1 more, I will have 0 after using all 5 to get Caster Crew to 100. A very worthy railing candidate. I've considered it myself. I do it on JP, but on JP I have all the crews in base form. Unbrailed, like all 4 of them, and I just think it's very neat. Helps. The whole thing with events not repeating is a big part of a bigger games as a service issue. Oh, exactly. No, and that's it at the end of the day. That is the issue. The games as a service model. But that's what gacha games rely on for their very survival. They inherently are games as a service. So, that's why I say, I understand if we're going to keep the gacha, if you know, enjoy gacha games, if that's the model they've gone for, you know. I'm not going to provide comment on some of my certain views now, but I understand that's why there's artificial scarcity. But for these old events, come on. There's no financial loss because someone didn't start playing Duda Duda in 2015 to now. I think we're over that particular hump. Don't you think? Onigashima must come back. It's important because it gives you info about how Raito is important after her issues. You know, I've never played it. I never played it. It was before my time, Omega. So I completely agree. I do feel completely out of the loop. Yeah, exactly helps, especially when story is so integral to how the game functions. You know, especially by gacha game standards. That guy. Although other gacha games nowadays, even old ones, have an event catalog for old events. My favorite examples being Grand Blue Fantasy. Grand Blue Fantasy is a game I've wanted to play, but we don't have it in Australia. It's not available here. Oh, we got another drop! Bingo! That's not the right word, but we'll take it. We've actually had really good luck with drops. That's like our 4th drop now in about the equivalent of like 34, 35 boxes, or 4th or 5th drop. So we're averaging 1 about every 7 or so boxes, which is a much better rate than normal. 1 to 10, I think, is about average. So we'll absolutely take that. Again, I would rather it be on a CE that I particularly care for, but do you know what? I'm not complaining. I'll take my good luck. Yeah, no, SSJ, and then you can play it in your own time, exactly. Case Files 2 is a reference to things we've done, and of course about, yes, yeah. Case Files is another one I'm surprised. It will be rerun, though, eventually, just in the fullness of time. In an alternate timeline, FGO is a PC console game where all the events are paid DLC. I mean, that was basically the original idea for Apocrypha, right? Is that it was going to be an MMO, right? And then I think, wasn't there some discussion of it being a single-player game after that as well? Think form. Same with boarding of MP1, however, the essence of boarding is to use MP as much as possible to make her damage stronger next turn. That's the thing. Yeah, Morden does have an overwhelming arsenal that I don't think many art servants can boast. Made it. Meaning if that's... I noticed I read about it. Oh, fair enough. Yes, and Ryder, King Toki. Oh, fair enough, Helps. Fair enough. Maybe I'll keep my eyes peeled on alternative methods. Also, I forgot to use the NP gain up, so we're not going to be able to loot this. Salmon man's luck. I screwed up there, yeah. 47%, yeah, I screwed up. FGO was going to be the Apocrypha MMO. Thought so, Impacto, I thought so. I so badly want to have one more chance to do the Forces. I really like all the new servants from it. Yeah, I mean, I think all the do should be added with a brief banner for each one as well. And by brief, I mean permanent. In fact, alongside the story banner, we should have the permanent do-da-do-da banner. Feel free to illustrate that, by the way, the permanent do-da-do-da banner. Just a quick doodle on the page, and then look at it, visualize it, dream it, and it'll be in the game. I'm sure of it. Luis, regarding the scarcity handle for events, I don't agree with that idea. For example, Art Nights is all events available to at any moment. Welfare's included. You just can't buy the event store. You know what? I think maybe I was being too sympathetic. Luis, I agree. No, I do agree. I think I was being too sympathetic to that point. There is no justification. That Diagram Fantasy can actually play as a browser game on any browser. Really? I feel like a really old man right now. I probably sound like one too. I'll have to check that out, that guy. I'll have to check that out. I will say, it's already very late here. It's already gone 4 a.m. 4 a.m. challenge, anyone? Gosh, even that's old now, and I'm significantly older than that. But, I will check that out. Sorry, I just want to see what Anita Chris is up to in terms of Bond. My best summer servant girl. 7k away. Angro must be pretty close to Bond 7, 24k. Castoria is still ages away, right? Yeah, 135. Fishman McCool is 120. We need to... See, that's another thing I want to upgrade, but just don't have the resources right now. That do-da-do-da banner idea is actually not such a bad idea. Maybe other themes... See, yeah, themed banners, let's do it! My argument that's different, though, is let's make them bloody permanent. That might be too far for some, but not for me. I'm all for a permanent do-da-do-da banner. Rotate who's on rate up every week or every few days. Alright, so just shy of 7k bond points away. Zimman, it's only 1 a.m. right now for you. Okay, it's a little bit late here. I'm not gonna lie. So, I wish the story banner had a rolling rate up for each general and story, 5 and 4 star. Yeah, there's so much more they could be doing with all this. That's a good idea. Do you think we'll get lost about dealing with something similar to Orneon soon? What do you mean? Like, Dragon Witch situation? British man plays FGO at 4 a.m. gone wrong. Max, oh my gosh, can we please ever have friend point banner rate ups? I want Leonidas. I do not want Benkei. I don't know if we can have rate ups for friend point banner, but I'm absolutely in favor of a friend point banner that excludes specifically excludes Benkei. Then again, that would hinder my attempts to get him to 120 on JP. Might need to go back to the drawing board and have a think about that. Health, so you don't play Fate Automata for farming? No, I've never used Fate Automata or any software. I do it all manually. I actually quite like it. It's very soothing for me. So, I've always enjoyed it. And I personally don't like using anything that's sort of outside the game. But I want to make clear, because I think when people say that, there's always sort of an assumption, oh, does that mean they think it's bad? I think if other people do it, I think that's absolutely fine. At the end of the day, I think, whatever gives you the most fun. And there's no competitive advantage in this type of game. Amaranth, do not play FGO at 4 a.m. Salmon appeared. Sorry, I just tried to capture that, late 2010s YouTuber vibe, this husky voice, like they think their audience have been lobotomized or something. That was such a weird trend. Maybe that's just I'm a grown-ass adult looking at it, but it was just bizarre to me. Maximilian Robespierre seemed like he could become a servant because he's a phantom spirit, correct? It's true, SSJ. So, for Maximilian Robespierre does appear actually in FGO. I won't say where because it's a minor spoiler. But he does appear as a phantom spirit. I doubt he will be a servant. He absolutely could be the first Bronze Avenger, or he's a berserker, really, isn't he? More than an Avenger. He'd only be an Avenger in hindsight. I guess he'd be a berserker. Reworking story banner to have increased chance to roll story lot servant sounds like a nice idea. It does, right? Splitting the story banner by chapters, or you know, I just think there's so much they could do. They could even do it into seasonal events, types of events. But yeah, I don't know. There doesn't seem to be much movement on that front, but that would absolutely be something I would be totally on board with. Though, I'd like if story banner had choosable rate ups. Yeah, choosable rate ups, that's another thing. There's so many quality of life improvements that could be made now. Will they make them? Absolutely not. But we can dream, damn it. I'd like if story banner... one day I wish the friend point banner could also include story lot 3 stars. That would be the day. That would be the day. Perfect impression, thank you. 0 out of 10, just like those YouTubers' content. Yeah, it was bad, man. I don't like criticizing other creators. Other creators, that's such a pretentious statement, isn't it? Like, I'm a creator. No, I've made some crappy videos. But what I mean is, I guess other people who make content on YouTube, but some of it was just so exploitative, the way they target children especially. I have a lot of problems with it. The history about Gilles de Rais having a big relation to Francois Prelati can get an expansion FGO. I mean, I think they're exploring that already, aren't they, in other works? Prelati was associated with Gilles de Rais. We know very little about Prelati. I've mixed Prelati and Pavati. Prelati compared to Gilles. Hell, so I remember requiring to take a week off work for the first 2 lotteries. You got a week off work for lotteries? Damn, I wish I could get that. I don't even get 5 minutes off in work, and I end up doing unpaid overtime. Like, Monday I'm like in work probably till 8. They're not paying me extra, it's just what I have to do to get stuff done. Ugh. SSJ, do you think event limited 1, 2, 3 stars shouldn't be limited to those because they can be good for team competition? Do I think event limited 1 to 3 stars should be limited? I mean, I would love to make them more accessible. I'd love having Mori around. On the other hand, making them story locked does make them feel special, but it means many people haven't got Izo and Mori, who I think are 2 of the funnest servants in the game. So I do think it's a shame. And of course, Nobutatsu. I'm always going to defend Nobutatsu, guys. I'm sorry. Alright. We're getting close to Bond 9, Nitocris Assassin. Or, as I call her, Astocris. Assassin Nitocris. Astocris. Matt, soon? Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. What have I said about putting your content down? All-time great series, Chaldale Lowlights. I think I think you are the only person who thinks of it that way. I've always appreciated that, but I think it's just you, and I think my fiance likes that series the most as well. You are a creator soon, your works are all a work of art. And specifically an abstract piece of art. But no. I try. Okay, Fishman Rakul, again with his noble phantasm. Alright. Time for some more Fishman fun. You know what? I've always loved water parks, so as far as I'm concerned, getting hit with Finn's noble phantasm should feel absolutely glorious. Just like being at a water park, like in a water ride. See, look. It's like being in one of those giant water slides at a theme park. I'd want to get hit with that. Izo is fun, however, he kind of has the exact same kit as Assassin Lee, and the latter hits harder, but Assassin Lee is a 5-star, and Izo is a 3-star, which would normally mean my argument would be he's far more accessible, but then I remember the guy's bloody story locked. But I'm an Izo fan. Oh, butter. Oh, this isn't good. Not quite what was planned. Ah, yes, my favorite water part ride, tidal waves. But there are, right? Like in some, like, swimming stuff. Swimming stuff. Swimming stuff! That's how I now describe water, everyone. Swimming stuff. A little bit like pools and that, you know? Like tidal wave pools. I was in, where was I? I was in southern Taiwan. And with my fiance, and we randomly stumbled across a very nice leisure center that had this random tidal pool. It was very cool. Finn's MP probably feels more like that instrument that cuts metal with water. True, but guys, let me dream. Let me dream. Ah, I see. It's collecting from the bottom. That's why it's a pain in the butt. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, it would absolutely hurt, but I want to dream that it feels like a very nice, relaxing water park. $4.2K away. Wow. Are you going to add more people to your friends list soon? Yes, I need to tidy up my friends list first. It's really messy. I'll try and update it. Over on Twitter and the community posts, I'll put my code so people can add. If you've added me before and I haven't added you back or your request has disappeared, I'm sorry. I kind of do it at random based on login dates sometimes and stuff. Just add me again. And if you always give me a heads up in chat that you've added me, I'll obviously get that fixed. Can't say I have the most impressive roster. Compared to the other FGO YouTubers, my roster probably isn't the most impressive. But, you know, I have what I can. I do what I can. And with this event, I'm looking, obviously, to level people's skills a lot more, so. And now we, once again, hand the stage over to Fishman Matul. With the Mac and Green. No, we've had pretty good luck so far, I think. We've got decent drops. Now, gacha luck has been hopeless. Every single ticket has practically been a 3-star craft essence. And not even the rate up one. We'll finish with one more single roll here, but it'll be on the Artoria Ushi Melty Blood banner. I really want some of the craft essences. I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for craft essences. Not really into the Dangerous Beast one. And there's a couple I have already, but the rest I really would like a copy of, if I can possibly get it. Cyberman uses the fish's power to destroy his enemies. The power of the Magikarp. In fairness, old Finn was practically the Magikarp of the Lancer class, so that's actually a rather somewhat fitting analogy. Start off with some Clairvoyance Beauty. Again, I don't trust one Finn face card to sadly do enough damage. What NP is your Saber Artoria at? 1. NP2 on JP, which I always forget, but just NP1 on NA, sadly. So not much to offer on that front. My Mordred is NP3, which is why I have my Mordred out there. Welcome if you're just joining, my name is Teen Dunes. I make video game content, including on Fate Grand Order, as we are making today. Well, we're making some nice headway. I'm using making a lot. We're getting some nice headway here through Nerofest, the 90+ node. Not always 3-turn runs, sometimes 4-turn runs here via Fishman McCool, but they've been running pretty smooth and pretty calmly. We've cleared all the exhibition quests, but, you know, we've been having some fun mixing and matching with that. And remember, if you enjoy, feel free to subscribe to the channel. It is absolutely free, at least financially. You will, however, see videos by me. And there's another run. 1 million damage! Once more for Fishman Matul. I think it's 2 more runs for Nitocris, if I'm not mistaken. Did we get more silver apples? No, we had 7 to begin with. He also likes tweeting about Nobu. That's true. I like tweeting about Nobu. If you follow me at Dunes, remember 18 plus only, because I'm such a scandalous tweeter, or is it dangerous to say I'm an Etzer? But I do tweet about Demon King Nobunaga and just Nobu in general a lot. And I also say hi. So feel free to say hi over on Twitter or just in a video here. Which Nobu? Exactly, Matt. Yes. I think I messed up a little bit there. Probably should have done an arts chain, done the arts attack, and then the NP to get the most benefit out of the refund. So I don't think it'll be enough on its own. I think it'll be about 60% again. Yep, 60% exactly. I've done it so many times, and yet I keep doing it without bloody thinking. Not even a thin face card. Damn, that's brutal. Well, if I can't charge my NP, they bloody will. Ah, congratulations, Zeno! Honestly, it's actually been pretty fun getting decent drops. I'm actually thinking of limit breaking more than one, which I very rarely get an opportunity to do in events. Also may allow for some bond CEs, if I can calculate that getting limit breaks would give me more flexibility. Nitocris Summer moving closer to that auspicious Bond 9. This might be the run that does it. One of my first servants sadly went unused. She was used a lot at the start, went unused for a while, and now using her again, but she's always been a favourite. Definitely my favourite summer servant. Narrowly ahead of Summer Anne and Summer Nobu. Oh, Summer Jolta, sorry, is also tied for favourite, of course, but I think that goes without saying. Some clairvoyance, and with my clairvoyance, I see that you will slay the Ice Tiger on turn 1, Finn Matul. Wait, it worked? Probably should have used the attack buff there, to be honest, but we'll live with that. That might be the most awkward looking Brave Chain of all time, but I'm happy with it. Now, 4 MLB and 1 non-MLB. That's impressive. That is very impressive. Plus 9. Yeah, Max, I'm around the same place, I think. I wonder how many boxes I'm at now. Must be in the late 30s, early 40s, I imagine. But that's crazy, Xeno. That is absolutely crazy. Very impressive. Is it time? Has she finally reached Bond 9? No! There's one more! Okay, we keep going, we keep going! Almost selected the damage one there by accident. There we go. I should probably change my filter settings, but I'm too lazy because I occasionally jump into challenge quests just for some fun too. I'm sorry, I love your quick attacks, Finn, but you are not killing the Ice Tiger with them. No, sirree. It's no problem, Max. We'll actually be ending very shortly. We'll be ending in about 5 to 10 minutes. So we'll probably be doing this run and then probably just having a little chat before I head off. So thanks very much for dropping by. If I don't speak to you again this weekend, have a lovely weekend. And yeah, I hope to see you over the next week or so. Okay, this is that case again. Remember we discussed it last time? He's only going to get 60% refund if I screw this up, so. We get the extra bonus to save lower health and... Okay, he critted. That was pretty scary. That was pretty scary. Am I saving up for the New Year's banner soon? No, Duda. That's my priority. Well, that was worth it for that extra 4%. This will be an awkward 5 turns to get Nitocris to Bond 9. But hey, Nitocris being Bond 9 is far more important than any compunction about having a 3-turn run. Gotta have your priorities in life. Before I would have said no SSJ, now I would be more willing to consider it. For one of them, at least. There we go, Fishman McCall doing the job. Lost some attack buffs, I think, so under 1 million, but we'll take it. And with that, Nitocris Summer, the beauty, up to Bond 9. Getting very close to Bond 10, and she will probably be one to have Bond Grails. And I know any banner she's on, it's like with Nobu, right? It's one where, you know what, I don't spend on this game outside of GSSR, but my gosh, I become tempted. And with that, we will now waste those 2 Saint Quartz and roll a 3-star Craft Essence. See, I would really love to get this CE especially. I have this one, so I'm not too bothered for that. I have this one as well. Not entirely bothered for that. But I don't know if I have this one, but it would be nice to get, and I would like to get this one too. But instead, I'm probably going to get this one. Here we go. CE, Craft Essence, Craft Essence, Craft Essence. 5-star! No, it's another 3-star Craft Essence. How predictable. So we've had Jeweled Sword Zeltrich, Diamado Diner, Fraderach, Atlas Institute, The Beginning of Ambition, Ushi Wakamaru, Alexander, and Ushi Wakamaru. Yeah, I'm not sure this has been worth it so far. Can you show us who you plan to 120 one day? Let's have a look. So I will go quickly. Mordred is someone I'm considering. Absolutely, as is Otita Soji. But my main focus... Oh, and of course, Saber Maeve, but I just don't think that will be possible. My Jason is someone I thought about, but my number 1 for Sabers, Chevalier Deon. And it's not really anything to be debated about, you know? That's pretty easy for me. Archers, on JP, I have my 120 Noble Katsu. I think I'll eventually get him to 100 on NA. I doubt I'll go beyond that on NA. There's no one else here I think I'd be looking to 120. Lancers, Latoria for 100 maybe. Canis could possibly get up to 90 to 100 level. Jaguar's jailed on JP. It's what she deserves. But no, Jaguar's grailed on JP. I don't see anyone else being grailed much further beyond that. Ryder Maeve is someone I've considered to 100. Sakamoto Ryoma will be 100. If he ever gets Servant Coins released, I may go beyond that. Anna Mary to 90 maybe. Boudica up to 90. 80 just feels really bloody awkward. Blackbeard I have grailed on JP. Casters, honestly, I can't think of anyone. Madeira up to 100 maybe, that's really the only one for the casters. For the assassins, Osaka Behime, potentially, I do want to make good use for. Mochizuki Chiyome could be a future 100. Needs Chris Assassin. Obviously, it all depends on servant coins. Just for the hell of it, I'd love to drill Senno to 100. As I always say, Senno is the funniest servant in this game, and you can't convince me otherwise. If I can get the servant coins, Izo is a 120 for sure. Turstar maybe up to 90, and maybe Tordro. Berserker. Summer Jolta, potentially. Summer Jolta is the only Berserker I could envisage taking that. And then the extra class. By the way, these are all aspirations, right? There's no way you can do this many. Demon King Nobunaga is number 1. Jolta I'd love to as well. Astra I'd love to get to 100 one day. But these are all aspirational at this point. Aspirational. Get it? Get it? No, I'm sorry. And then I have a 5-star Lancer, coming in the next Duda that would also be a 120 target. Wasn't there a free 4-star ticket somewhere around next year? I don't think so. I think we've had all of ours, right? Maybe. Wait. Yes, there is. You're right. There is another 4-star ticket coming. Should we keep rolling for Nobutatsu as much as we can? Yes, because Nobutatsu is a 1-star who gives 15 servant coins. So when he comes, he has the appearance rate of a 1-star, but gives the equivalent of a 3 stars worth of servant coins. Plus, it's Nobutatsu. I am a Nobutatsu defender, so I am biased. But even if you hate the guy, which you shouldn't because he's awesome, he does give 15 servant coins. What about Emir Assassin? I like him as a character, but I wouldn't grail him. That guy so many dreams, not enough grails? Well, isn't that just the story of fate? Tyrese, of course Summer Jolta is over Summer Noble for you. She is. I know, Tyrese, I know you haven't forgiven me for the controversial Twitter views I express. Oh, thank you, Camelot Jam. I appreciate that, and best of luck to you as well. And indeed, Zemensky is right, there is another 4-star ticket to come. That is absolutely correct. How far away am I to being able to roll again? See if the addiction just never stops. 16k plus, we need one more. Asta Chris is to be far now, so we'll take her out for now. I don't even know if I have anyone close to being bonded, other than that. I haven't checked in so long. She doesn't, I don't know if she even gives Saint Quartz. Oh, I'll have to have a look through. I'm sure I have someone at Bond 5 who has to be close, right? That was his Easer so far, right? Yeah, thought so. We use Squirtorial a lot. Oh, she's so far. I don't know. Excuse me. I'll have to have a look. I'm sure there's someone, if I look hard enough. Yeah, I'm saying my friend points to the next Duda event saying, and to get 3-star CEs, my other obsession. Good luck. Yes, and Salter will probably be my pick as well. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like on the stream. It really does help support the channel. We beat today's goal again. Thank you guys ever so much. I'm always surprised when we beat the goal. Even, I know we've done it every time so far, but when I set it to 20, I didn't actually think we would ever beat that. So, I want to thank you all very much. I'm off to bed now. I hope you have a lovely weekend if I don't see you again. I have been Steven Dunes. If you want to see more FGO content, feel free to check out my channel. I have hundreds of FGO YouTube videos, some narrative-based, some gameplay-based. And yeah, I hope you all have a lovely weekend. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.